if you could go back in time, or if you could be a fly on the wall, is there any particular incident or chapter of history that you remain mystified about, or you would especially like to know about?
Because of decades of work with tribes, I would really like to have been the fly on the wall at some of the treaty councils that were held here in the Pacific Northwest. Those became uh, binding legal agreements defining a relationship between the tribes and the federal government. But there is very little information about the context in which they were negotiated. In fact, I think the treaties were dictated, not negotiated. And I think the level of understanding by the tribal people about such terms as sovereignty and land cession were incompletely understood and poorly explained, because it appears that the language of the treaty sessions was the Chinook jargon, about 1,000 words in the trade language used for the fur trade. Um, and I would really be curious to have observed what were the protocols. I think there was a sort of a barbecue atmosphere where they would bring in some beef cattle, they would kill and the cattle and serve the meat and feed the Indians and persuade them that they would give them clothing and pins and needles and shoes and axes if they would give up their land and move to a small reservation. But the terms of that remain very poorly documented and unclear. That's something that's always uh, sparked my curiosity as to what really occurred.